Welcome to Hey Parents, Let's Chat. I wanted to have a quick conversation today, a little bit more about me. And let me just clarify, because I know that I've already done a video introducing myself so that you guys could know a little bit about my background and where I'm coming from. I also made a video about what my mission is, and I sort of touched upon what my goals were. This video is a little bit different as it is going to be me getting a little bit more naked. And I am just going to clarify again. So, a friend of mine and I were chatting, and it's a little bit about me exposing a little bit more of myself. I am not the kind of person who, jumps into the limelight. As a matter of fact, this whole project is a little bit outside of my box, a little bit outside my comfort zone. But I'm so passionate about it that I am just going to put my vulnerabilities aside and tackle this project anyway. I'm usually the kind of person that's the behind the scenes kind of person, and so making videos and putting them on YouTube of myself is a little bit crazy for me. And so that's kind of where I've been, like, half naked so far. I've put myself out there, which is a little bit different for me. But I feel like I need to expose myself a tiny bit more. In that, I need to explain why it's so important for me to be asking for you guys to subscribe, to like, to share your videos. And it's so important for me that people are subscribing and liking and sharing and inviting others to join for a variety of reasons. The most important reason is that literally, the more we share, the more we learn, the better parents we become. Like, that's just literally what I believe. But the more we share, the more we like, the more this becomes visible to a larger audience. And I want to reach all kinds of parents. I know that there are moms that are out there that might feel isolated and need a community like this that they can reach out to. There might be moms that are stay-at-home moms and they feel isolated even though they have good friends, but maybe they're having a bad day or they're dealing with a certain issue, and they might need to rewatch one of these videos and reread some of the comments because some of their buddies just aren't available at that particular moment. We could have not stay-at-home dads, but single dads, or there could be some stay-at-home dads. But there could be single dads that need a community where they can look to some of the comments in the videos as resources. And I really want to make sure that this reaches out to so many parents that can be helped through all of this. I feel like there were so many moments when I was raising my children where I was, sort of wondering, wow, that was kind of a surprise. How come I didn't know about that? And if we can have some of these conversations now, it's going to help some other parents and alleviate some of their stresses and make things a little bit easier for them. So that's the most important piece. The other piece is that I wrote a book. And this is me just putting this out there, and this is me getting completely naked with you guys because this is not something that's super easy for me. I did not aspire to be an author. It wasn't like a lifelong goal of mine. It's just something that kind of happened and evolved. As my kids were growing up, there might have been moments where I experienced something where I was like really frustrated, or I just got really pissed off at something, or something popped up as a complete surprise to me. Like, why didn't anyone ever tell me that before? And so I would just, in a cathartic way, just write stuff down. I'd get my laptop out and I would just start typing away and I would feel better. And so years went on and, at work, we would have, our teacher lunchroom and, you'd get a bunch of people sitting on the table talking about their parenting stories, and stories would be coming out. And we had one coworker who was pregnant at the time, and she went through the process of having a baby, and so the entire time she's like just soaking up all of these stories, wanting to just know everything so she'd be prepared. And one day after one of my many stories, she's like, "Why don't you just write a book? This would be fabulous." And I was like, "Huh, I kind of already am," without even really realizing it. And so that's when I became a little bit more serious about it. And I'm like, maybe I should, because if she is being helped by my messages and what I need to share, then perhaps there's others that could be helped too. Now, having said that, after I finished writing the book, and I literally told nobody, I really had a hard time. I kind of struggled, and I was, it's who does this? I'm not an author. Like, I don't do this. So I went to my husband and I showed him, and he read it, and he's like, "Wow, this is actually pretty good. You should do something with this." So then I was like, okay. So then I shared it with a few more people, and I want people to know that I have shared it with a young woman who doesn't have kids yet, but is thinking about it. And I've shared it with moms who have young children. I've shared it with moms with teenagers. I've shared it with grandparents. And everyone that I have shared it with has found value in it. And that is where I'm like, okay, I'm going forward and I'm doing this. Because if I can have people who said they've found value in what I've done, then I want to help more people. And I want my messages about parenting to help as many parents as I possibly can. And so through this book, I wanted to get it published. And that is one of my goals. Creating this community is the larger goal. The book is part of that project. Now, in order to get my book published, so I went through the past 2 years. It has been a crazy learning curve for me. I didn't know anything about the publishing industry. I've had to do a lot of research, do a lot of learning, a lot of relearning, and it's like anybody who is outside of an industry, and then you kind of dip your toe in, and you're learning how crazy the details are of this industry. Like, for instance, if I don't know anything about real estate, but if I wanted to go be a real estate agent, I'm going to find that, wow, the details. And there's so much involved with being a real estate agent. It's crazy. And it's just like people who are not teachers. I am a teacher, and it is crazy the amount of information you need to know and the details that you have to pay attention to and the intricacies that go into being a teacher that a lot of people just aren't aware of because they're not in that industry. And a lot of people think that teachers are just babysitters. That is so far from the truth. There is so much involved that other people just aren't aware of. Well, it's the same thing with me in publishing. So I had to go through all of this learning, and I've learned that there's different types of publishers. There's the traditional publishing house. There's the hybrid publishers. Then there's the self-published option. And so I sent manuscripts out to a bunch of publishers, which is incredibly time consuming in its own because they all require different things. And then I came to realize that perhaps as I learned more and did more research, this wasn't the best route. I probably need an agent first. So then I have a list of 100 agents, and I'm about 20% of my way through, and I finally get a response from one agent, and this is the only thing that they asked. "Do you have any followers?" And I was like, what? No, I'm on like Facebook and that's it. Like at this time, I did not have anything else. I was just on Facebook to like keep in touch with my friends and family and so forth. That was it. I didn't know anything about getting followers. And then it clicked for me. And everything came together in this vision of mine. And so I'm like, okay, now my project is to tackle getting followers. And so through Hey Parents, Let's Chat, I've got a website, I've got Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, on YouTube, obviously, where I put all the videos in addition to my website. And so now I just want, to reach out to as many people as I possibly can, which is why I am asking people to subscribe, like, share, invite people to join, because that makes everything more visible to more people. In addition to that, it allows me to become like more, it becomes easier for an agent to take me seriously bottom line. They're not going to take me seriously if I don't have followers. And so, like, my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then an agent will take me seriously so I could get my book published. And then I will be able to have the book that can reach people. I'll have the website. I'll have, all of the videos on, YouTube, and trying to invite people through social media, all going to the website. And that is where the community will be created at heyparentsletschat.com, where you'll also find the videos. But again, it'll say like subscribe, because I need subscribers. I need to get to 1,000 in order for an agent to even take me seriously. That's the bottom line. But in addition to that, it makes everything that I'm doing so far basically more viable for other people to join in. And the more parents that we can reach, and the more perspectives that we can include with our conversations, the better off we're all going to be. And that truly is my ultimate goal. Like, if I can just reach one parent and assure them that, if you've had a bad day or a bad experience, or, you're struggling with this, here's how we can tackle that, then I feel like if I can just reach one parent, then I'm good. I want to reach more than that, because I feel like there is so much information out there. And again, I am not the expert. I'm not the end all be all. I have opinions, but I want to create a community where we can be instructional and informative and nurturing and supportive and respectful. Most of all, respectful, because even though I have experience and I have strategies, I have things that might help you, I am not the end all be all of it. I know a lot, as I've been a teacher and a parent, and I can certainly help lots of people. But what I have for an opinion might help 3 parents over here, but there might be a parent or 2 or 3 that chirp in their opinions that are different than mine, that are going to help 4 parents over here, because these 4 parents, perhaps my opinion or my style isn't going to mesh with their family. And so they would have learned from other parents who are chiming in with their comments. And so it's at heyparentsletschat.com where I want the community to be built, so that people can go there. And if they need to watch a video for a second time, my video on making mistakes, there might be a day where you're having a bad day and you need to be reminded that, it's going to happen. And so they can go to that website, they can watch that video a second time, they can look at the comments and be reminded of some of the things that they might have just lost track of. Or there might be another subject that they're looking for, breastfeeding. You're going through a struggle with breastfeeding, and so you can watch the breastfeeding video and look at those comments and learn from that. So this is what I'm trying to create as I gather people through social media. But I want to create the community at heyparentsletschat.com as the website. And then I absolutely want the book published. And that's only going to happen is if I am, asking for people to subscribe and share and like and invite others to join, because that's how I'm going to get it done. Unfortunately, I'm not a professional author. And the publishing world is kind of crazy. And I am just trying to get this book published as a piece of the entire project. So I wanted to explain the importance of why I'm asking people to subscribe, like, share, because there is a reason for it. This is not me trying to have like some get rich quick scheme. This is me just having a vision and really trying to reach out to as many parents as I can. And I'm thinking like this is the way to get it done. And so I wanted to share my thoughts and get completely naked with you guys and let you know exactly what's going on, so that when I say, please subscribe, there is a reason for it. And so I do want to thank those people who have made comments and who have shared and who have subscribed. Like, I truly appreciate that support. Um, and I hope that you find value in what we're doing here. And I hope that you subscribe, share, like, all of those things. And thank you for joining us today.